Here today with Sylvia Felix, and you're the owner proprietor of Eagle Books.
I lived in New Hampshire for about 60 years now. I opened the shop in the 1980s probably. My husband, he opened it with me when we opened it, but he's passed away since.
Were you always interested in books?
Oh yes. Fiction, just regular, the popular fiction.
Are you still primarily a fiction reader?
Not necessarily. Often I like the biographies of authors, actually, to find out why they wrote as they did. I read one of Poe, and he certainly had an interesting life. Before we moved to Keene, we lived for 5 years in Springfield, Massachusetts. And although my children were in college, and so I'd gone into a used bookshop to get a Christmas job. And I enjoyed it very much, working in the used books. So I worked for Johnson's bookshop, and had a wonderful woman who'd been a librarian for years and knew all about books and the price of books, especially about local books. And she taught me a lot in that job.
Do you know quite a bit about antiquarian books?
I hope so. I learn something new almost every day, though. Somebody comes in and asks for an author that I may not have heard of. Well, one of the latest things that happened, I had a copy of Pearlie. Do you know Pearlie, the hermit? About the hermit
Oh, I'm not
that lived
familiar.
locally. Well, anyway, it was written by his granddaughter. And this woman came in and she saw it. I had it right out in the display. And she said, "Oh, you've got Pearlie." And I said, "Yeah, I just finished reading it. It's very good." She said, "Oh, you liked it?" She said, "I wrote it."
Oh, wow.
And every so often I do get an author in here. Especially like Ernie Hebert often comes in because, of course, he's local. Years ago, Joyce Maynard used to come in when she lived around the corner. To open a shop, you really do need some capital. Unless you're going to take out a loan, and I would not recommend that. There's so many businesses that just stay open for a little while, and then they fail. I don't expect to make a lot of money because my children are all grown up and all independent, of course, and earning their own. They have very good jobs, so I don't need a lot of money.
What would you say sets Eagle Books apart from another used bookshop?
Just that I have a lot of interesting books.
Where do you get most of your books? People bring them in?
A lot of them people do bring in, but they'll bring in 5 boxes, and I'll only buy like 4 or 5 books out of it at this point because I just have too many. I do go through the shelves and clear them off. I hope I can keep it going for a while anyway.
Yeah, I hope so too.
I'm right off the square on West Street. My hours are 11 to 5 on Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays.